Good evening, it's Artzenin, and welcome back to another Insight. Over the weekend, well, as of last week into what is now this weekend, I was really trying to figure out what the Lord was trying to reveal to me concerning Kota's past. I knew it was going to be big, but I had no idea it was going to be this big. But I'm thinking this development for him will filter into sparks and that race of people in that universe wheel. Kota. I have discovered something about my character that makes him very unlikable for me. For Snowclaw, who roots for him and loves him, I have officially handed the torch to her. She's just going to have to help me. She understands him better, yet I created him. I created Kota, but I really am struggling to get in his head and to figure out how to move him on set. Because with Kota, the more you learn about him, the closer you get to him, the more far away and private he becomes. I know, I don't understand it either, but that is just who he is. So to understand why Kota can't take a person to mate with and to marry, we have to go all the way back to his great-great-grandfather, whose Earth name is Kosei. Kosei sent out a transmission, a cry for help in his spaceship. His wife and his child, they were from a different universe wheel of another galaxy, from another solar system, of another planet, okay? Okay, glad you're following. And they got stuck. They got stuck in what I call a current. The Game Master has a mask, and it can pick up on those things. Because of the race of the Game Master, the tech thereof is ridiculously advanced and was able to pick up on this transmission cry for help. The Game Master found them, and she was able to navigate them to planet Earth in my solar system, on planet Earth, okay? When they met her in Europe, in France, Paris, France specifically, in a secluded place, like in the wilderness somewhere, not around Paris, the city, not around any other type of city, it's in the wilderness. They explained their race and where they hailed from and who they are, but they had no desire to go back. They wanted to stay. She agreed to help them for a favor in return. She saw that they were powerful, and because she's trying to find people for Lee Ji-yu, it just worked out for her, so she extends her hand. I want to be careful not to give away the Game Master's name. I think I already did, but I don't want to give away her name now because I don't want to spoil the surprise. When Kosei reached out to touch her and they shook hands, she immediately became weak. Think of a Krypton and Kryptonite, okay? That's their superpower. That's what they do. If they perceive somebody as a threat and they touch you with their hand, you immediately become weak, and it only takes a few seconds before you expire. You will be unalived. It's a defense mechanism. It's to protect themselves. But she resisted and she lived. And he looks at her and goes, I perceive you to be a threat, and I was right. What race are you? She tells him the race. He wigged out. The wife wasn't in agreement at all. Kosei's wife said, okay, based on what we know, we just need to leave. But they had no contacts. They were alone. They're in the wilderness. They needed help. They needed citizenship. They needed to get documents. She knew how to do all this. So he begged his wife and said, just trust me on this. We don't want to make this particular woman mad. Absolutely not. No. So the Game Master did a favor for a favor. She helped Kosei's family get citizenship and get established in Paris, France. But she wanted a child. She wanted that power. Kosei gave his firstborn son. So Kosei the second was given to the Game Master, and she brought that child into Lee Ji-yu. Okay? When that child grew up, the way this power works, it's every other generation that inherits this power. Kosei the first had the power. Kosei II did not. Kosei married a person within Li Jiyu. Her life was fine because he didn't have the power. But the game master was waiting patiently because she knew it was every other generation. So when Kosei II's son was born, he named him Kosei III. Kosei III expired to natural circumstances. He just wasn't a strong baby, ironically. Despite these amazing genetics, baby just expires. He has another kid. And that kid, that son, was named Josei, not Kosei. He felt that the name Kosei was accursed somehow. No, there was no ritual or religion that made him believe that. He just formed that for himself. So he broke off the name lineage of Kosei, which is the earth names that Kosei I started. And he decides to name this son Josei the First. Josei the First had the power. Josei goes off and he's in Li Jiyu and he married somebody in Li Jiyu. And that person that Josei the First married was Olympia. So how does Olympia get away with this? Because Olympia was a very smart woman. She was able to produce a compound, okay? This compound that she produced, because she's an alchemist and borderline inventor, scientist. I mean, she's a genius. Even though she's my villain, she's still a genius and a good one. She invented a concoction that she could drink. So when they did come together and reproduce, she didn't expire because of it. She did not leave this realm. It almost took her out, but she was okay. They had their first son, who is Kota. Kota, he got not Kota, Amber. It was Amber. They had Amber first. Then they had Kota, and he inherited the power. And though he was a hybrid, he was 90% power-wise up there. He surpassed his father. Amber doesn't have it, so she could reproduce just fine. So Josei has to explain to his son in a coded way that he is different. And if he's going to take a mate, they have to organize to get a mate from their people's universe wheel, from that legit universe wheel, from that specific galaxy, solar system, and planet, because no other race, no other type of race in existence can withstand union like that. Intercourse is just, it would unalive the mate. They're too powerful. And it's not because of the perception of a threat. The perception of a threat is a one-way ticket straight to being unalive. That is true. But when it comes to intercourse, it's just the natural flow of power going out of them when that type of union is happening. Maxine Sarsfield is of this solar system on planet Earth. She doesn't have any kind of racial benefits. She's just normal. She's a human being that has normal human being blood. Yeah, she has a supernatural power going on, the power of sight, but outside of the power of sight, it's not like she's an Azure or an Orc or a Troll or a Pegasus. She's not any of those other races that you would find in Search for the Griffin. But Kota, he's what you call a Legicite. A Legicite, they're on a whole other level. They beat my Azures, come to find out. They beat Azures. So these people are overpowered. To be better than my Azures, that is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yet Kota is all of this, and growing up in his past, his father, without revealing all of the details, there's this family vault within their palace where they live. And when he is of age, it will unlock. If he goes to the vault that this type of tech will scan him and will automatically unlock, and he can get those papers and read all about his heritage and lineage and where he really comes from. For Jose to keep him out of Lijiu, because he never wanted his children in Lijiu. He didn't want them to go into Lijiu. He makes up some typical immigration story. Our family came from a faraway land. They came to Europe, they settled in France, and they acquired this region, and that is how you are royalty. That is the lie that Jose told Kota and Amber. Hence is why when Olympia and Jose and their children exit Lijiu, she is upset. Like, it is something else. She's so angry because she had an agreement with Kosei the First. She helped them in exchange for a child of power. And she waited patiently for the right child to be reproduced and born. And now Jose the First is taking their family and they are leaving Lijiu, because I did wonder, why is she chasing this family? Why is she so bent on getting this family back into Lijiu? Over the weekend, Yaoi told me this is why. It's their blood. It's their genetics. She wants that to be reproduced for her own selfish gain within Lijiu. It's a power play. It's all about power for her. Because remember, the Game Master has her own issues going on, and she needs to create a super army so she can go against somebody else, her twin brother. And he's doing basically the same thing. He's doing natural selection. He's having people reproduce to produce ultimate super soldiers, ultimate fighters, ultimate intelligence, etc. So her losing Jose and his seed was not okay. Kota and Maxine, they're going to have to work through that, because Olympia has expired by this point. Again, I can't say the words I want to say or they'll flag my video and take it down. When she finds this out, which I don't know which season Maxine will find out that Kota is a Legicite descent, hybrid Legicite, and if they come together in that way, she leaves this realm. That's not going to sit well with Maxine. So again, that's just going to be more to Kota's mystery to who he is that makes him so difficult to manage as an author and makes him difficult as a character. I mean, the guy isn't, in my opinion, he's not really a solid person. He's divided out. When you take all of the names that he has to use, all of the roles that he has to play, and now if it comes to him trying to be happy and have a family, that's jeopardized because of his bloodline. Would he dare leave Maxine just to go and discover who he is as a Legicite and go to that universe wheel and find somebody in that solar system on a planet just so he could reproduce? Knowing Kota, he would not hurt Maxine like that. He would never betray her. Not like that. But that's in his blood. And he doesn't know. He doesn't know that yet. When he gets into his family's vault more than likely at the end of Snapshot, and he reads these papers, it's going to hit him hard. So as of right now, Kota's past, I believe, is concluded. There could be more that pops up as I write, but I'm pretty content with this. Out of all of the men that I have right now, Kota is probably the most complex and the most difficult, the most mysterious, and he's probably going to be the main poster boy for this series, to be honest. I'll see you in the next update. We will be moving to probably Dragon or Parasite or Weasel or the Scorpion. Haven't quite decided. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.